good morning, and welcome to the Tiny Talks Tesla podcast. It's the very first episode of the Triple T podcast, and so I thank you very much for taking the time to jump in with me. So, anyone who follows me on Instagram, at the Real Life Tiny, knows me as a fitness and bodybuilding guy. Yes, I am big into that arena. It's a hobby and it's a passion of mine. Big into fitness, big into bodybuilding. However, I think that anyone who only has one hobby, only has one thing that they do, only has one thing that they're passionate about, they might be a little one-dimensional. That seems a little boring to me. Either that or they're probably a prodigy at the one thing that they do, so good on them for that. Either way, the point is, anybody who follows me on Instagram knows me for bodybuilding. But anybody who knows me on Twitter, at the Real Life Tiny, they know me as a Tesla guy. I'm both self-described and described by others, fairly and accurately, as a Tesla fanboy. And I'm okay with that. Dude, hey, I'm recording this in my car, and the first Model Y that I've ever seen in the wild just drove by. Is blue. Blue Model Y in the wild. Now, if you're in California, the home of the Tesla Mother Church, that might not be too significant. But in my area of North Carolina, it is pretty rare to see a Tesla at all. So seeing a Y in the wild here in July of 2020, that's pretty impressive right there. I live in a pretty small town, and going back for about the past year or so, I've seen a couple of Model 3s. I've seen 2 Model X's. I've seen 2 Model S, and that one right there is the only Model Y I've ever seen in the wild. So it's a pretty rare thing. But I will say that one of the Model X's that I saw I saw it in the parking lot of a Petco, parked next to a DeLorean, actually parked next to 2 DeLoreans, all of them with the doors open. So it was a little bit like seeing a unicorn snuggle a dragon. I would say extremely rare. And one of the Model S's that I saw it looked like a 2012 Model S, so that was pretty cool. I gave them a thumbs up in traffic and they waved to me, and I thought that was right nice of them. So whoever has the 2012 Model S in North Carolina, Real Life Tiny says hello and thank you. I was kind of like a kid pumping his arm out the window to get a truck driver to honk the air horn. Only I'm a grown man, giving a thumbs up to a 2012 Tesla to get them to wave. So yeah, I'm pitiful that way. So full disclosure on me, I am not a Tesla owner right now. Not yet anyway. I do have a reservation for a Cybertruck. Tri-motor, full self-driving, of course. I really can't wait to take delivery on that one. I'm looking forward to Terrafactory Austin or Terrafactory Tulsa, or both. Why not? Elon, go ahead and build them both in both locations. I'm waiting for those to be built so that Cybertrucks can start getting out into the wild. But don't rush too fast. I got to earn the money to pay off the thing first. Don't judge me. I know I'm not alone. I'm not the only one who put in a reservation for a Cybertruck, not quite knowing if he's going to be able to pay it off in time. So either way, I'm certain that I will have enough in the old bank account to pay off the Cybertruck when 2021 rolls around. Now, the dream car, of course, is the Roadster 2.0, but the reasonable dream car is the Model X, the Fabergé egg of Tesla. My kid loves the Falcon Wing doors, so I'm set on figuring out a way to get one in our driveway. I'm pretty sure I may have to sell like body parts, but that's okay. It'll be worth it. Unfortunately, right now I'm regular Joe with a regular job, and I don't mean like a mid-level marketing executive who's making $105,000 a year. I'm talking a regular Joe with a regular job. I'm just happy to have health insurance at this point. If I bought a Model X right now, I'd have to make plans to move the family into it as our primary residence. But currently I've got a jar in the closet with the words Model X written on it. I throw spare change into it every time I find spare change, and slowly but surely I'll save up to it. I've got faith. Now, I wanted to record a podcast because every time I listen to like Now You Know or to Ben Sullins or to Hyperchange or something, I find myself with replies or commentary on what they talk about. I just wanted a forum in which I could drop my ideas and responses on all things Tesla. I sit there and I think to myself, hey, I got a response to that. I got an idea for that. If Zach and Jesse were hanging out here, this is what I'd say to them. Well, Zach and Jesse aren't hanging out over here, so a podcast is the next best thing. And so far, I'm having a good time. Not only that, but Tesla's declared mission statement is to accelerate the world's transition to renewable energy or sustainable energy, sustainable transport. And the way their approach, their perspective on that mission is so friggin' exciting that I just wanted to be a part of it in some small way. And to a lesser degree, I'm pretty sure my friends and family are tired of me gushing about Tesla all day, every day. So I'll gush to you guys. All right, move on to a little bit of news here. This week on Now You Know, Zach and Jesse reported on Mercedes and how Mercedes appears to be looking to get NVIDIA to create technology for level 3 autonomy for Mercedes vehicles by 2024. The interesting thing that I was thinking of when I heard that was that I'm pretty sure it was NVIDIA that was working with Tesla much earlier in Tesla vehicles, before Tesla began making its own AI system and the Tesla full self-driving computer. Now, Mercedes is reportedly requesting NVIDIA to design level 3 autonomy for Mercedes. And level 3 autonomy states that the vehicle has the capability of taking over almost all driving functions under certain circumstances. It requires human supervision, though not necessarily human intervention, so long as those certain circumstances are maintained. The easiest example is on a long stretch of highway, the car is going to maintain lane, maintain safe distance from other vehicles, steer, all that stuff, so long as the car is on that long stretch of highway. When you introduce complex interchanges, exits, traffic signals, all that stuff, things get a little bit different. Now, that's what Mercedes is hoping that NVIDIA can create for them by 2024. However, Tesla vehicles have had that capability in them since 2017. One thing I've wondered about, though, as it pertains to higher and higher levels of autonomy, a major component of the autonomy of the vehicle can likely be attributed to the responsiveness of the electric motor. Now, that's as opposed to the internal combustion engine drivetrain. Internal combustion engines, or ICE vehicles, they have a drivetrain that takes the energy created by the explosions in the engine, and they transmit it to the wheels. EVs have the benefit of instant torque by virtue of the drivetrain design. ICE vehicles have to transfer the energy created by the explosions in the engine into rotational motion by way of the drive shaft, gears, transmission, and that process takes time. It causes delay. Can a transmission drivetrain of an ICE vehicle be expected to handle itself in the same safe manner as a Tesla or another EV, given the benefit of similar software? That, for me, begs a question. Does Mercedes intend this NVIDIA chip to go into their ICE vehicles? Or is this level 3 autonomy going to be unique for their upcoming EQ and EQC vehicle lines? That's the Mercedes EV offerings. Now, if anybody knows the answer, has some inside knowledge into this, please feel free to shoot me an email, thereallifetiny@gmail.com. Heck, you can even record a response on audio and email it to me, and I'll play it on the air in the next podcast. I'm interested to find out what the story is. Of course, all of this is hinging upon NVIDIA creating autonomy for Mercedes in 2024. I mean, I'm pretty sure Elon's going to have somebody on Mars by 2024. Now, next item of news. Clean Technica reported, shout out to Clean Technica, that ICE vehicle behemoth Audi has released a statement that Audi will continue to massively invest in ICE cars and ICE technologies. First things first, it's either Audi or Audi. Depends on who you talk to. I don't care. It doesn't matter. I'm going to say Audi for the purposes of this podcast. Maybe I'll switch it up next time to keep it interesting. Who knows? The Audi e-tron has garnered some pretty massive exposure being featured in Marvel movies. Now, I think that their announcement that they're going to be turning away from EVs and massively investing back into ICE vehicle technology, that kind of comes in the tail end on some disappointing sales performance from its e-tron line. The Audi e-tron, if you remember, it was in a couple of different Marvel movies, and it was even in an ad campaign that featured Tom Holland reprising his Spider-Man character. Now, unfortunately, all that exposure didn't really translate into competitive sales numbers when compared with the Tesla Model 3. Some people might say that the imminent release of the Tesla Model Y also played a role, since the e-tron may have been billed more as a crossover SUV than as a sedan. Depends on who you ask. Everybody's got their opinion. Feel free to debate. Either way, the Model 3 obviously ran away with the worldwide EV market in the past 2 years. Hey, did you guys notice that in Avengers Endgame, when Tony Stark was driving the e-tron around to go meet up with Captain America to explain time travel, the film editors actually added in loud engine noises? I mean, we all know darn well that e-tron doesn't have any engine noise. It doesn't have any engine to make noise. Well, then it pulls up to the screen and they do the product placement close-up of the e-tron emblem on the front of the car. Now, personally, I blame the engine noise for the lack of sales. You've got all these ICE car guys saying, well, I don't care how loud it is. I ain't buying no electronic thingy-majig. And the EV aficionados are busy saying, not if it has engine noise, I'm not buying one of those. Quick side note, I personally think it's kind of a bummer that Tesla and other EVs are being required now to install pedestrian warning systems on their vehicles when driving at low speeds. Sorry guys, your cars are too peaceful and zen. We need a little noise out there so the little dumplings don't wander out and get hit by your murder hornet going 5 miles an hour. However, I do love the fact that Elon had fun with it, and he installed coconut noises as an option for the Teslas. Obvious nod to the Monty Python movie. Now my question is, what is it going to take for us to get the signature TIE Fighter noise? But back to the Audi thing. The fact that the e-tron is a relative flop is kind of a bummer for me, because I sincerely thought that the e-tron and the Ford Mach-E probably would have had the best chance to get in the ring with Tesla's 3Y platform and go a few rounds. It might have been good to see the automakers push each other a little bit, maybe slug it out to kind of make each other better for years to come. But it sounds like Audi is kind of turning its back on the idea of throwing itself heavily into the EV market. It clearly has plans for an updated e-tron, because we see teaser images of it, but beyond that, it doesn't seem like much is on the horizon for the Audi EV space. I hope I'm wrong. I'd like to see somebody push Tesla a little. But no matter what, more EVs on the road would mean a little less engine noise, a little less pollution for each car sold. Plus, there'd be more charging infrastructure put into place as the demand for charging justifies companies like Chatamo and Electrify America continuing to expand their infrastructure. Now here's a question for Triple T listeners out there. Should Tesla bring back the original referral program that allowed referrers to eventually earn a Roadster 2.0? Huh? What do you think? If you remember the referral program a couple years back, the way that it worked was that if you convinced somebody to buy a Tesla, whether through your marketing, whether through your YouTube channel, your podcast, your handing out business cards, dancing like a clown and giving people your code, or just giving your friends rides and giving them your referral code, if they bought a car using your referral code, you would not only would they get free supercharging and you get free supercharging, they would also get the referrer would also get a certain small percentage off of a Roadster 2.0, a small percentage of credit towards a Roadster 2.0, the new Roadster. Now, personally, I thought that was awesome. Now, let's look at it from all angles, though. Tesla famously does not advertise. Elon has made it clear that he finds auto advertising to be repugnant, and frankly, I agree with him. Auto ads are disingenuous at best, and at worst, completely full of crap. So I agree with Elon's philosophy of taking those advertising dollars, billions of dollars a year for some automakers, and throwing them into research and development to continue to make Tesla's products better. That way they can widen Tesla's lead in the EV technology space. Now, I'm a Tesla shareholder, and I recently got my Tesla shareholder voting document, and one of the questions was, do we vote for Tesla to start spending money on advertising? And I voted no. But before I voted, I actually ran the question by my 11-year-old son. And as an 11-year-old, even he said, why would we spend money on advertising? Couldn't they just take that money and continue making cooler cars? He's 11 and he gets it. I don't know why a shareholder would bring up a vote on spending money on wasting money on advertising, but that's a whole other story. I'll cover that in another podcast. But if Tesla doesn't advertise, then how do all of us know about Tesla? They don't advertise. How do we all know what the cars are, what the superchargers are, what getting iced means? Why is it everybody understood when I said Roadster 2.0, considering that's not like the official name of it or anything? Aha! It is because of the loyal, borderline fanatical Tesla army. There's a subsect of Twitter known as the Tesla Twitterverse. Being a Tesla YouTuber is like a legit career path now. We, the people of planet Earth, have taken it upon ourselves to advertise for Tesla. Why? Because their products are life-altering, world-changing excitement factories. Because their CEO is both a genius, billionaire, rocket scientist, and also at the same time a regular jackass like the rest of us who likes fart jokes and spaceballs. And because the Tesla mission is so important and exciting that we have uniformly decided to support it with our own time, effort, talent, and money. That is what continues to drive Tesla's success well beyond the stars without a penny spent by Tesla on advertising. But it cannot go unsaid that the prospect of earning one of those life-altering Roadster 2.0s was probably at least a partial motivation for some, if not many, if not most, of the Tesla YouTube and Twitter army members out there. Whether intentionally or not, Tesla YouTube channels racked up referrals and raked in credit towards Roadsters all over the place. I can think offhand of several channels that earned a free Roadster, and frankly, I for one can't wait for those Roadsters to be delivered to those guys so I can see those cars in action. That way, we're thereby generating even more attention and excitement for Tesla. Now, admittedly, I recognize that historically, Tesla has never had a demand problem. They sell more cars than they can make every quarter, so I admit that. But I also have to admit that I sincerely believe that if Elon brought back the Roadster Referral program, I think it would inspire even more great Tesla-related content, as creators vie to bring in more and more referrals in hopes of earning a Roadster of their own. Let's be frank here. Even if Tesla never actually sells a Roadster for money, if they're only given away as rewards for referrals, the sheer volume of sales generated by those referrals and those customers then become rolling Tesla ads themselves. Well, the investment, the return would be 10 times what Tesla spent on the Roadsters, and it would still be 1/100th of the billions that it would take to actually flush down an advertisement budget down the toilet. My opinion is bring back the Roadster Referral program. But I also say, you know what? Go ahead and eliminate the ability to order a Roadster for cash. Make it something that one can only earn by being a part of the Tesla mission. It would basically be like Tesla's version of a military challenge coin. When somebody sees it, they know that you earned it by doing great work for a cause. It's a $250,000 rocket-propelled challenge coin, but it's still a challenge coin. You get the idea. The soul of it is like a challenge coin. Well, let me know what you guys think of the idea of the return of the Roadster Referral program. Seriously, record a short audio on your phone or something, and then email it to me at thereallifetiny@gmail.com. I'll pick some of the responses, and I'll play them on the next podcast. All right, that wraps it up for this first edition of the Tiny Talks Tesla podcast. Come back next week. We'll jump in again with more Tesla news and opinion stuff from the strange mind of your host, me, the Real Life Tiny. Thanks for listening. I will see you guys next week. Feel free to hit the subscribe button if you want to. You can also follow me on Twitter at @TheRealLifeTiny, or for fitness and bodybuilding advice, follow me on Instagram at @TheRealLifeTiny. All right, have big fun. Keep rolling around in your Tesla excitement factories, and I'll see you guys next week.